Guys, I cannot believe I'm saying this, but I think Lil Uzi has finessed the entire internet. Probably one of the longest finesses I've ever seen in my life, in my 16 years of living. Like, this dude has accomplished something I have never seen a man accomplish before. And if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, if you guys, are, if you've been gone from the internet, if you've been ghost for like the past week or so, then let me just fill you in on what's going on. So Uzi finally decided to drop Eternal Take, okay? He finally decided to drop it after like 2 years of dragging it on and just dragging it on, He kind of pulled a Kanye with Yandi, except this nigga actually dropped it. And I was pretty surprised because this man has been saying for a long time that he was going to drop it at this date. It kept on getting delayed. And then a week ago, he said he was going to drop it in like 2 weeks. So I thought it was dropping following Friday, like this upcoming Friday, and it dropped yesterday. And my mind just went like full on fuck. And I'm surprised because I'm pretty sure it was leaked plenty of times, but I'm really surprised at the amount of sales it got, especially because it's literally running for #1 career high sales week. It's going for that. It's literally about to beat a record for #1 debut because it's selling like crazy. A bunch of niggas are fucking with this song, and I said song, I meant album. They're all fucking with this album because like it's actually fire, bro. It's good. I wouldn't say it was worth the wait though. Alright, I kind of forgot about it up until like last week when he announced that it was dropping soon. Now when you listen to it the first time, you're gonna be like, whatever. It took me a while to find really good songs that I actually fucked with, put on my crank playlist, the daily crank playlist. You gotta get that little dose of crank every single day, bro. If you're not listening to music every single day, then like I don't know how you're living, yo. But like any form of music, once a day, I don't care how many times you do it, it's necessary. Crank dosage, right? It's a real thing. But anyway, it took me a while to just find a song that I really fucked with, and after I found that one song, it just kept on coming in, like more songs. I was like, what the fuck, yo? I didn't expect this playlist to be that good because first of all, he held it off for like 2 years, and you got a bunch of leakers out there, like pulling some Playboy Cardi type shit. I feel bad for him, yo. His record label's not even letting him drop shit. But bottom line is, I'm surprised that it really did this well. And the album's really good. You should probably give it a listen. Yeah, I really don't think that you're gonna like it right away, but the more you listen to it, the more you're like, okay, I'm kind of vibing with this, it's kind of tough, And let's just not forget about that album cover. I mean, bro, as a GFX artist myself, like that album cover is sexy as hell. I can't even front about it. Like that shit, I was like, oh my lord. I couldn't stop looking at the Spotify thumbnail, the little moving animation, because that shit was just so sweet, bro. I just couldn't lay my eyes off of it. So it's just the entire execution of this album. At the end of the day, I think it goes for album of the year. It's definitely going to be up there in the nominations, and I would be completely shocked if it wasn't. Now, ever since this dropped, there's been a ton of speculation from, other artists apparently dropping things in the next coming week and, month. And, one prime example, 21 Savage, who's apparently dropping Savage Mode 2 on March 13th. And bro, I'm fucking hyped about that shit, yo. It's gonna be crazy. I don't know, man. It's just Eternal Take. I think it sparked something off because, first 2 months of 2020 weren't really the best months, especially for music. And things shit is starting to, kick in. And this might be a year. This might be a really good year for music. I don't know about y'all. Like, this might top 2016 for music. At least, in my opinion. But you got Eternal Take dropping, obviously. Savage Mode 2 apparently coming out on March 13th. So literally next week, who knows what else is gonna happen? Maybe Kanye's gonna drop a completely new album. Maybe Kendrick's gonna drop another album. Maybe J. Cole's gonna drop another album. I don't know. It's honestly crazy what's going on in the rapping industry at this moment, but like one thing that has really been on my mind is like record labels. And record labels for a long time have been on this scandalous type shit, like record labels, the internet has really told you, has been telling you time and time again not to trust them, right? And I completely understand, because record labels, they really do be like, on those contracts, they really be putting some serious restrictions on what you could do. I mean, just look at the whole Playboy Cardi thing, alright? You know how many of his songs have been leaked because his record label is taking forever to allow him to publish his music? This man hasn't been able to produce shit because his record label is holding him back. And it's not only happening with him, it's happening with a crap ton of artists, and more artists have begun speaking out against their record labels. But will that really do anything? Really? Like, you're calling it like a slave type industry. You really didn't expect this when you were going in? I mean, a record label has a lot of power to your music. I mean, listen, here's a little advice for you kids, alright? When you're signing something, be sure to read the entire thing. Alright? Here's a little something that happened with me, alright? I mean, it's obviously not as serious as the record labels, you know, but you know, it's still serious nevertheless. So when I went to go get my permit back in September, exactly on 9/11, right? I passed the test, you know, first try. You know me, you know, I'm a little smart, you know what I'm saying? You know, I passed it first try, right? And listen, when I was going up to sign the papers, I didn't see that they messed up on my gender, you know? They messed up. Even though I signed the paper, I was like, alright, I put male, alright, born, blah, 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 security number, blah, all that shit, right? I put male, and, you know, it was about to close, so I don't really blame them because, hey, the DMV is a shitty place to be at. You know, the vibe, the energy, it's just crazy, you know? It's not a place that you want to be at every single day of the week. So, you know, I could get that. So I didn't really realize that they messed up until I looked at the paper when I got in the car, and at that point I was like, fuck. So I told my dad, I was like, yo, dad, they kind of messed up on my gender on here. They accidentally put female. And that shit was, it cracked me up, but it was embarrassing at the same time. I was like, yo, I'm an old nigga, yo. That's crazy. So, you know, I had to go back a few weeks later and change that. It took forever. It took like an hour just to get up there, you know, just to get them, you know, process everything. It was just a very, very, very boring process. And, you know, that told me a serious life lesson, you know, to always read over what you're signing. Always read over, because you don't know what you're going to be giving up. And, you know, you could be giving up something serious, something small. It don't matter, bro. Always read over what you're about to sign. Alright, so that you don't get fucked up like these other artists are. But, you know, that happened and shit. And, you know, it's just how life goes, really. And same thing to these artists, man. You know, maybe some of them aren't really reading over what they're signing. Because when you're an up and coming artist and, you know, you finally start to blow up, you're like, oh shit, and I'm finally signing with a record label, I'm about to make so much money, blah blah blah. And, you know, being an independent artist is hard. Alright, you gotta find ways to make your own money, whether it's merch and, you know, all that stuff. So you really have to be familiar with business, with like money management and all that stuff in order to, you know, be your own independent artist. And these record labels make it easier on the rapper. I think y'all get the point. But bottom line is, like, some of these record labels aren't to be trusted, alright? And these artists need to do a better job, you know, figuring out how to manage their money for themselves, you know, learning, try to get into that, you know, business, try to get some knowledge on it so that, you know, they don't go blindly into contracts and they can just manage themselves. It's really good way of thinking, and, you know, it helps you progress, I should say. And yeah, that's really all I got to say. If you guys enjoyed this video, please be sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, and share. Instagram and Twitter will be in the description down below. And as always, this is Ibra signing out. I'm about to go take a shower or something. I don't know, man. I'll see y'all later. Peace.